Hey everyone, it's Kabir here. So welcome to my channel and thanks guys for liking my videos, and please comment if you have any doubts on any sessions. You can comment down the videos so that we can solve your doubts. So just feel free to ask any kind of questions, right? Okay, and don't forget to subscribe, share and like the videos. And we shall be doing a lot of things like as I have promised that we will be doing 10 mini projects. Okay, so tomorrow will be our first project after finishing today's session. So based on this last 3 sessions, including today's session, that is like 4 sessions, whatever we have learned, whatever tags we have learned, based on that tags we are going to create one small project. Okay, and that we will be conducting tomorrow. So tomorrow class is very important, as well as today's class is very important. So try to watch whole video so that you can get lot hell of the content. So let's start today's session. So today we are going to understand today we are going to understand about table tags, how to create a table in our HTML, how to create a links, like if you click on a link, how can you navigate from one page to other page. And third thing, if time permits, we shall learn about the image tags, like how can we display some images in our web page. Okay, so let's start with tables. So what is table? Now everybody know what is table. Like if you want to display some kind of data, you have to display it in a table format. Like how the table look like it have some rows, it have some column. So let us understand by the diagram. Just consider I have a table. Okay, this is the table. Now I want to display some information of a student. So for that, first I require a row. I will construct some row. Now I want to display the information of students. So what information I wanted to display? I want to display some information, like I want to display his roll number, right? Next, his name, his location, like from where he is, from India, some country name, his email ID, and we can display something like a phone number. Now this is what the headings I want. So this should be in the first row. Okay, in the first row it will be something like this. Here I will be displaying something like roll number. Then I will be displaying your name, then location, some email ID and the phone number. Now here this particular part is called row, right? And each part is called one column. So table consists of rows and column. Now we have to construct these rows and columns in the table. So to construct a table in your HTML, HTML is going to provide you set of tags. So now our duty is to learn what tags they provide us to construct this particular table. So we have to understand the tags. So let us try with. Now the first thing, you want to construct a table. So whenever you wanted to construct a table, for that your HTML people gave a tag called table tag. The name of the tag is table. Okay, we have constructed a table. Now what the second thing we have to do? Now I have to construct a row, right? There should be one row. So to construct a row, they gave one more tag, and that tag is called your tr tag. So that is nothing but table row. tr tag is used to construct a row, right? Now you need to construct some columns, but in HTML they are not saying it as a columns, they will say it as a cells. Okay, so to construct each cell, like for example, in this row we have the 5 cells, 1 2 3 4 5. So we have to construct a cells. So to construct a cells, they gave a tag known as td. It means table data. Now because why we are calling table data? Because we are going to write some data here. So these are the 3 tags that are used to construct a table. So let us see practically how can we do. So let's come to our VS Code, and let's create a file. Okay, so it's number 606 tables.html. Okay, now the first thing is we want the HTML skeleton, right? Skeleton or a structure of your HTML. So for that we have a shortcut. So what is that shortcut? Doc tab. Okay, we got. So let's leave about this meta tags. We are going to see in the future thing, like future sessions, what are meta tags and what is the use of meta tag, everything. Okay, so as of now we don't need it, so just I'm going to remove it. Now in the title I want to keep something like table. Okay, we have table. Now we need to construct a table. So for that, what HTML people gave us? A table tag. So let's take a table tag. So now whenever you are going to take a table, it is going to construct a table. But remember guys, it is not going to give any border. The table will be constructed without borders. What do you mean by borders? Now we have constructed a table here. So these particular things are borders. So now when we write only table, it is going to construct a table, but without borders. We are not able to see anything. So that's, let's see how can we like give borders also. So now what table contains? It contains set of rows. So first row. Okay, the first row we have constructed. In the row what we have the columns. So how can we represent the columns? Using TD. Okay, fine, using TD we can do. But whenever we construct a table, in the first row we need some headings, right? We need like serial number, roll number, we need name. These all things we are called as a headings. To construct headings, they give one more tag known as th, table headings. The full form is table headings, right? So we have to write the table headings inside the tr. So now we are going to construct th. Okay, we have constructed the one heading. So what name you wanted to give? Like roll number. Okay, fine. Now what should be the next cell? Next cell inside. Now we have constructed one TD. It means we have constructed one cell. And what is the difference between TD and TH is nothing but just your font size. The font of TH will be little bit big and it will be bold, whereas your font size of TD will be very normal, because TD is going to represent the data, whereas your TH is going to represent your titles like roll number, name, city, country, email ID, something like that. Now when I said row, so first row was constructed. Now inside row I told TH. So first cell is constructed. After in first cell we wrote roll number, so it will be something like this. So it will be something like let's write some 14 16. Okay, roll number. This is how it is going to look. Now I want one more th, right? It should be name. So for that what we have to do, we have to write one more th tag, as simple as it is, th. Now it should be name. Now it is constructed your second cell. So how you have constructed it? Constructed your second cell, then it is going to call your name. Simple. Now I want one more cell. Then what we have to do? We have to write one more th tag. Th, I want one more th. Okay, we will be taking only 4. So name, then I want something like email ID. Then I need a country name. A person belongs to which country? Okay, cool. Now when you save it, right click and go to your browser, default browser. So now you are able to see a table, but what I said, it will construct table without borders. So we are not able to see any borders. Now it has constructed a table heading. Now I want to insert some data, like I want to insert 4 or 5 students data. So for that what we have to do, we have to construct one more row. Okay, first row we have finished. Now I need some data, it should come down, right? So I need to construct one more row. So to construct one more row, what tag we have? We have the tr. So let's go with the tr. Okay, we have constructed the row. Now here I don't want it to give the headings of table headings. I want to give the data. So to give the data, we have the tag called TD. That's nothing but table data. So what is the data of first student? Let's take roll number. So 101, right? In the same way, I need to mention more three properties. So table data. So in the second thing, I need a name of the person. It's like Kabir, right? Third, email ID, something like kabir@gmail.com. And we need country, it's India. In the same way, I need now one row we have finished, right? One row we have finished. We filled we filled the data of a student. Now I require to fill second person data. So for that, again, I require one more row, right? So for that, we are going to take one more tr. So like depending upon your requirement, you have to construct. So this is what the programming is. You have to understand the requirement. You have to divide that requirement into small pieces, and you have to think and you have to construct according to that. So how we thought, okay, first I need a table. So we took a table tag. So table has been constructed. Now in table, what we need? First we need some headings, but heading should come in first row. So the first thing is we have to construct first row. Then let's take first tr. Okay, we have constructed a row. Now in this row, I need some headings. So or I need some data. We have to decide. Okay, I need my headings. So for headings, what tag we have? We have the th. So just take the th. So like this, you have to think and you have to construct or design your web applications. It's not only HTML. When it comes to your CSS also, you have to think, okay, I have constructed one component like one button or one div. Now what I want a background color. So just take a background color, some color. Now if you don't want background color, but you want something like background image. Now you wanted to give a background image to that div. So what for that, we have a property, and this all properties we are going to see in our CSS. Okay, so that's the thing you have to think, you have to analyze. Okay, you have to go step by step. Okay, then done. So now we have to like mention the details of the second students. Let's copy it, paste. Now here I'm going to give something like 102, and the name would be Santosh. And let's change some data. It's like Santosh. Okay, and he's from India. Copy this, and I want to mention one more and one more. Now it should represent your third data, and the name should be something like Chris, and I want to give Chris@gmail.com, and he belongs to USA. In the same way, fourth one, something I want to give like Adam, and he belongs to some country like Vietnam. Save it, just go to your browser. Now you are able to see some information in the table format, but it doesn't look like a table because we don't have any border. Now if you want to give some border to your table, we have an attribute, one attribute. The attribute name is border. So how can we give the attribute? Let's come to our code and just go near your table tag. Now this is our table tag, right? This table tag is going to take one attribute called border. Border equals to, you have to give the value. Basically we don't give the border something like this. It is coming in red color, it means it is going to deprecate. Now in future you may not see this particular attribute. Normally we give the attributes like some stylings through CSS only. So just save it, come to your browser, refresh. Now you are able to see something like table, right? Now basically we don't like this kind of, like we are able to see some two borders, like it doesn't look good. In real time, we never use such kind of tables. But if you want to style your table, then we go for the CSS. So that's the importance of CSS. Now you are able to see the table is going to take the width of your content. Now we have the what content we have from roll number to the content. So it is taking the width of your content as well as it is taking the height of your content. Now you wanted to increase the width of your table. So for that you have to go with the CSS. So just let's write little bit CSS properties. Now we have to write a CSS property. So for that what we have to do, we have to take the style tag. So let's take one style tag. Okay, now what to whom we wanted to provide the styling? We want to provide the stylings to table tag. So let's write table. Now how can we write a CSS property inside a curly braces? Okay, we took curly braces. Now what we want width. Width, it should take 100%. It should not take the content width, it should take complete width, that is nothing but your 100%. Now save, comes to your browser, refresh it. Yes, now it took your complete width. Now you are able to see headings are in the center. Why this came in the center? Because by default your th contain the center property, because every tag will contain some default properties, right? In the same way your th content like text and text align should be center by default, but your td doesn't contain that property. So we can give if you wanted this particular data should come in middle, then we have to give explicitly. So how can we give? So let's come here and I'm gonna say text align. For that we have a property called text align. As of time being, just remember this property name. We will be seeing about these properties in CSS part, right? So I want it should be in the center. Okay, save it and come to your browser and refresh. Now you are able to see something. Now we want some gap. So for that what we have the property called padding that we are familiar with. So padding, I want something like 10 pixel. Come to your browser. Yes, now you are able to see. Now you wanted to remove these boxes, right? So for that we have a property called border collapse, and the value should be collapse. So just remember this properties. No need to take much tension about it, because we are going to see in depth in our CSS. So come to your, yes, now you are able to see it's like CSS. Now you want to give some shadows. So how can we give some shadows to that? So let's give some shadow, box shadow, something like let's give black. Now instead of writing a border property here, I want to remove this property and I want to write CSS property. So for that what we have the border, right? Border, I want to give 1 pixel solid and some color like red. See, now you are able to see some kind of data. So this is how we normally construct our tables. So just don't focus on CSS, just focus on HTML. Now here you have to concentrate on only how can we create a table using the tags. So we will be doing great stylings in our CSS part. Okay, I just wanted to show, okay, we can do the stylings with the help of CSS and we can make our table more attractive. So that's all about this thing. So this is about your table tags, right? Now sometimes we get some requirements like we have this table. Okay, now we have the table and we will have some rows. Okay, this is the first row, then I will have some second row. Now we have to construct a column as well. So it will be the first column. We will have the second column, right? Now in second row we will have the extra column called third and fourth, but in the your first row the we don't have any extra column, means it is going to consider as a one column. So how can we can make such kind of designs? Now here in first row we have only three columns: first column, second column, third column. But from second row we have the four columns. So how can we construct such kind of requirement, right? So this is the one requirement. One more requirement will be something like this. We have one table. Now this table contains some columns. One column. This is your second column, right? And this is your third column. Okay, now it contains a row like this. It means in first column we don't have any rows, right? But from second columns we have the rows, like this is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row. So sometimes we get the requirement to construct such kind of tables also. So now we are going to see how can we construct this kind of table as well as this kind of table. So for that we have a concept in HTML called row span, and for this we have concept called column span. So actually it is a row span because we are combining two rows, and this is called column span. So these are the attributes. How can we use this column span and row span in our coding? Let's see it. So let's come to our VS Code. So I'm gonna like comment all this code. So from here, table to table. So how can we comment? Just whatever you wanted to comment, just select it, control question mark. Now it is commented. The meaning of comment is means we have the code in our program, but this code is not valid. Whenever you are going to comment this particular code, the browser is going to understand, okay, this code is commented. It means I should not display the content of this commented code. So basically we use the commented code to just to write some reference. Like if we wrote some code, then we are going to describe about that code, means this code belongs to what. For example, you are creating a table, then you will write one comment like, okay, I have created a student table. Now you will be creating one more table for employees, right? Then you are going to comment, you are going to write some comments, like you are going to tell like, okay, this table is belongs to some employees. So this is the purpose why we go for our comments. So now let's create one more table. So how can we create a table? So table. Okay, we have created a table. Now in this table I need a row. So tr. Okay, first row. Now I need first th. Okay, th. Now just let's see our diagram. I have created a table. Okay, I have created one row. Okay, done. Now in this row I need only 3 th. Okay, so let's create 3 ths. It's like some id, copy it. Now here I wanted to mention something like name, and here like location, something. Okay, now when you are going to save it, just come to your browser, refresh. Okay, now you are able to see something like id, name, location. Now I want one more row like tr. Now here I want to mention record of 3 persons, right? Okay, so it is tr. Okay, now here I want to mention the details. So for that we have the tag td. Okay, first td, so it's something like 101. Now I have one more td, it will be something like Kabir, and I have one more td, it is something like India. Okay, save it. Now comes to your browser and just see. Okay, it is looking something like this. So let's remove some CSS properties so that it will be easy for us to focus on this particular area. I'm going to comment it and I'm going to say border equals to something like 2. Save it. Okay, now I want to display one more row like td, and he belongs to we wrote here country, right? Let's write some city here. We will be writing Mumbai, and he belongs to India. Now comes to your browser and just refresh it. Now see, you are able to see in first row we have the 3 ths, right? Now it is showing some empty. I don't want to show it as a empty. I want this location should take this entire space, right? I want this particular location should take entire space. It should not leave this like this empty space here. So that particular concept is called your call span. So for that, what we have to do, where we need a 2 columns as a 1 column in our third th. So here we have to give an attribute called call span. Call span equals to how many rows you want to club. I want to club, like how many rows you want to club this row and this row, means one and sorry, how many columns you want to club. I want to club 2 columns, so 1 and this is the 2 columns. So for that we have to give the value equals to 2. Okay, now let's define some more content. Save it and comes to your browser. See, now this particular your column is going to take 2 column space. Now this is the concept of called your call span. First of all, you have to analyze in which th we want. Now for example, I don't want call span for this third. I don't want call span for this third heading. I mean third header. I want this second is there, right? Its second name should take the space of 2 columns, second and third, and location should be the fourth one. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to just remove the th call span from here, and we are going to say in second heading I want this particular column should take space of 2 columns. Save it and comes to your browser. Now the output should be id, the name should take the space of 2 columns, then it should be location. Now you got it, id, now name took the space of 2 columns, then we have the location. So this is how we construct this kind of tables. So let's remove from here. According to our requirement, it should be in the third th. Okay, fine, we have did it. Now this was the case of your columns. Now I want the case in rows as well. So for that, what we have to do, just copy this particular thing and now comment it, enter, paste it. Okay, now the output will be something like this. Now I don't want this one. So what is our requirement? Now I need a table. Okay, we construct a table. Now the first row, your first means like this is a one row, this is a second row, this is a third row. Now this particular rows should club. Okay, so how can we do that? So let's come here. Now I want this row like first TD should club. Okay, so for that what we are going to do, we are going to say, I will just remove this one, I will remove from here. Okay, now this first is there, right? Your first TD, first TD is there, right? It should take the space of your two rows. So for that what we are going to use, row span equals to how much space it should take, how many, I mean how many rows cells it should take. Just come to your here, it should take the space of three things, right? So we have to give 1 2 3, so the value should be equals to 3. Save it. See, now you are able to see the ID will be the same, but we have the three names, Kabir, Mumbai, India, like this. Now I don't want this should be the empty, right? I don't want this particular thing should be empty. Now this location should take this the complete space. So for that what we are going to do, we are going to give a call space here. Call span equals to 2. Now this is how we have to construct the tables. So this is how we get some requirements. We have to construct different tables in different formats. So HTML provides this kind of tags to you to perform. Now apart from this, if you want to give the stylings, then you can go with the CSS properties. In future when it comes to the CSS session, we are going to construct a lot of tables in very good stylings. Okay, there you will be seeing some properties of tables. So how can you make your table very attractive? Okay, this is the thing you guys have to understand. So this is all about your table. Okay, now let's learn one more concept called a tag, nothing but your anchor tag. So what is the use of this anchor tag? We call this as a tag or anchor tag. Now anchor tag is responsible to navigate from one page to another page. Now how many pages we have created here? Here we have created the 6 pages. Now if you want to move from one page to the second page to the third page, so for that purpose we have a property, we have a tag called anchor tag. So how can we create an anchor tag? So let's understand. So this will be the light 7 and I'm gonna say anchor tag. This is your anchor tag. So first we have to create the skeleton of our HTML your HTML page. So for that what you have to do, doc tab. So we got this one. So just remove this particular thing, meta tag, and in title I'm gonna say something like anchor tag. Save this your anchor tag. Now how can we represent an anchor tag using a tag? Now it is nothing but a link. It's a hyperlink. Now whenever you are going to click on this link, you are going to navigate from one place to the another place. So for that you have to write the anchor tag. So let's understand. First I wrote the like a and I'm writing something like home. Just I'm going to copy this particular anchor tag. I'm going to give 4 links. So one thing will be like home, one be like about, one thing would be something like contact, and one thing should be like home, about, contact, and your some like detail, something you are going to give details, some details you wanted to give, like some information. Save it and just go to your browser and see how it is going to look like. Now see, it is not looking like any, it is looking like normal text. The reason why it is looking like, because for anchor tag we have an attribute called href. This href is going to mention the destination of your page, means when you are going to click on this home, where you have to navigate. So that destination path you have to give. So suppose whenever I'm going to click on home, it should navigate to the first HTML. So instead of home, I'm going to say it has a first. And now I have to give the path of our this first HTML, right? So now this everything is on the same folder. So whenever we want to represent as the same folder, for that we will say dot slash. It means we are in the same folder. From same folder I want to go to the HTML dot first dot HTML. This is called the path of your first dot HTML file. Okay, in the same way I wanted to give href for the second as well. So href equals to, now I want to give the path of this third file. So it's nothing but text formatting, right? So instead of about, we will be saying like text formatting. Now here we have to give the path like text formatting. Now in the same way I want to give the path for the third as well. So href equals to, here I want to give something path like unordered list. Okay, so here we are going to say instead of contact, we'll be saying something like unordered. Save it. Just go now, just will remove this one. Now we give only 3 links. So let's give one more link so it will look better, right? Just copy it and come to here. And instead of 4, we will be saying something like 5. And it should be your ordered. Now save it. Now comes to your browser and refresh it. Now you are able to see something like links, right? This should be links. Now I want some space between these particular links. So for that we have to go with the stylings. So how can we go with the stylings? Just write style. Now I think you guys are understanding how important the CSS is. How can you make, like, if you want to make your web page very attractive, then you have to be very strong in CSS part. And we are going to see CSS in depth, right? So don't worry about that. So I want to give the stylings for a tag, and what styling I want to give, I will be giving something like margin. Margin should be some 10 pixel. Save it. Refresh. Now you are able to see some links, like we will be seeing some links in our some website, right? In navigation bar there will be like home, about, contact. When you click on the contact page will come. When you click on about page will come. In the same way, when I'm going to click on first, our first will come. Yes. Now when I click on the text formatting will come. When I'm clicking on unordered will come. This is how we have to navigate from one page to the another page. Now it is opening on the same page. Now I want it should open in some other page. So for that we have an attribute called target. Okay, we have one more attribute known as target, and target equals to, we have to give the value called underscore blank. Now whenever we are going to mention this particular attribute, now browser will understand, okay, whenever a user is going to click on this particular first, that page should open in a new tab. So let us understand. Let's go here, refresh. Okay, refreshed. Now we are in the same tag, right? Now we are in the same tag. When I'm going to click on the first, it is opened in a new tab. This is the new tab, and this is our, but we didn't give any attribute for the text formatting. So when you click on the text formatting, it is going to open this page in the same, it is opened in the same page. So that is the importance of your target attribute. So this is about navigating from one page to another page. Now sometimes we get the requirement where we have to navigate inside a page only. Like in the top you will have the link, whenever, and the content of that particular links will be present at the bottom. So whenever you are going to click on that particular link, it is going to navigate to you to the bottom. Now in the bottom you will have one more link. Whenever you are going to click on that particular link, then it will directly navigate you to the top of the page. So such requirements we call like navigating inside a page only. So for that, what we have to do, so I'm going to comment it. Okay, So let's refresh. There should be nothing. Close it, close it. Okay, now let's come here. Now I want to provide some a tag, and I'm saying href equals to some name like HTML. Okay, and I'm going to provide a link called HTML. In the same way, so instead of HTML, let's do something like, okay, I'm going to take a tag and I will be giving an attribute called href. Now whenever you want to navigate within the page, so you have to give the destination, right? How we are giving here destination path. So now we want to navigate in the same page, so for that we have to give the value, like, so, and that value should start from hash. Give the hash and give some name, like I'm going to give bottom. Okay, now I'm here writing something like go to bottom. Means whenever a user is going to click on this particular link, it should navigate to the bottom in the same page. Okay, this is my requirement. Now here, if we like open in our browser, now it will look only the one link. Now I want to provide some content in the bottom. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give some lines on break lines. Like I want to give some lines, and at the bottom I want to provide some information. If you want to give line like break from one line to the next line, or you want to go from one line to the next line, we have one more tag called br tag. Now br tag is going to make, like br tag is will help you to go from one line to the second line. Now after br tag, if you're writing something, it will come in the next line. It will not come on the same line, it will come into the next line, right? So I will be giving many lines, like many lines of the gap. So br, I'm going to save it. Just means I'm giving the gap of many lines so that we can go to the bottom. Okay, now we have to save it. Now here I want to generate some content, like I will be writing p and I will be saying like lorem 300 tab. Save. See, now you saw a link called go to bottom. Now we got so many lines, like we got so many lines here. After so many lines, our p tag is coming. Why we got this much space? Because of our br tag. One br equals to one space of line. If you are writing 2 br, it is going to leave like 2 lines, and it is going to print after 2 lines. If you give 5 brs, then it is going to give 5 line space, then it is going to print on the 6th line. But we give so many brs, like that's why we got this many space. Now my requirement is, whenever I'm going to click on this go to bottom link, my control should come here, right? So for that, what we have to do, this particular content where we wanted to move, that particular content also should be written inside a, inside your a tag. But here it is not going to take your href attribute, it is going to take an attribute called name, equals to, you have to give the name what you have mentioned here. You have mentioned here bottom, right? This bottom we should give here. Now this whole content should be present inside your a tag. We have give save it. So what browser will understand, okay, it is starting from the hash, it means I have to navigate in the same page. Fine. Now the person when clicks here, where I have to navigate, how the browser will understand, it will search a tag with the attribute a, and whose value should be equals to this bottom. So now the value is equals to bottom. So now just save it and comes to your browser, refresh it. Now whenever I am going to click on the go to bottom, we came here. Now here I want to give one more link by saying like go to the top. So for that, what we have to do, we have to write one a tag, right? So how can we write a tag? We have to write here a tag A. Now where we have to navigate, we have to give the path. So for that, href equals to, I'm gonna say hash top, and I'm gonna give link like go to top. Okay, now I told go to top, but we should have some content, right? So I'm going to generate some content in the top as well. So here let me generate some content. Let a, and it should come to here. So we have to give the attribute called name equals to, what should be the value should be the exactly the top, because whenever you are going to click on go to top, it will search a tag with the attribute name, and it should match with this top. So whenever it is going to match, it is going to take you at that place. So top. Now here I want to generate some content like 200 tab. Save it and come to a browser. Now when you are going to refresh it, now you are able to see some go to bottom and some content, but I want it should come in the next line, right? It should not come on the same line. So for that, what we have to do, we have to give a break br tag. So let's give one br tag, br. Okay, means we are telling that after printing this particular a tag, the next content should come in the next line. It should not come on the same line, because now here it is coming on the same line, but this content should come in the next line. So we are going to refresh it. Now this content came in the same line. Now you want one more line gap, so you have to give one more br. So for that, just give one more br. So it is going to give one more line gap. Come here. Yes, we got this one. Now whenever I'm going to click on the go to bottom, I came here. Now whenever now you are able to see a link in the bottom as. Now if I click here, it will take you to the top. Now go to bottom. Now go to top. Now in real time, where you are going to get this requirement, sometimes what you get, you will have some links in your right side. Now whenever you are going to click on HTML, it will like navigate you to the HTML section where you are going to see some content regarding the HTML. In the same way, when you are going to click on some link like React, now it is going to navigate to a place where you have defined some content regarding your React. So this is all about today's session, guys. Now we have learned something like table, we have learned something like anchor. So in next session, we are going to see just images, which will take just 5 minutes. Then we are going to develop a small project. We are going to develop a small kind of website using all the tags what we have learned up to now, plus what CSS properties also we have learned till now. So that you guys are going to understand, okay, how can we use these tags practically? This is how we have to proceed. So in the same way, we are going to develop many more projects. We will learn some content, we will learn some properties, some tags, then we are going to build one project. And the same thing will follow in CSS, in BootStrap, in JavaScript. Means we are going to build some project once we learn some properties in CSS. In the same way, we are going to build some projects when we are going to learn some BootStrap. It will be like clearly in the explicitly in the your BootStrap. In the same way, when we are going to learn CSS, it will be explicitly in the CSS. So that's all for this session, guys. Thank you for watching my videos.